I wonder what item could be this valuable that it requires a personal guard. Well, we are about to find out. Anyways, welcome back to my FireRed Omega Nuzlocke, and in this episode we will continue our track down Victory Road, possibly finishing it off this episode. I don't know yet, we will see. Here's Juggler Gregory, and surprisingly he only has one Pokémon. Like, so far, all the trainers I fought had like 3 or even 5. And obviously 4 as well. But this one, no, he's just relying on his trustworthy Mr. Mime, which, with this kind of attacks, isn't gonna get him far, I'd imagine. So yeah, he's going down to 2 Thunderbolts. Well done, Sponge. And yeah, so I don't know what to expect in the rest of Victory Road, because so far the difficulty has been really disappointing. Like, all the trainers are around 10 or even more levels below mine, which obviously is a side product of my obsessive grinding, which, okay, I brought on to by myself, but that aside, wow. Well, that's not impressive at all. So that's what you've been guarding. Hail. Although, come to think of it, the power to control weather is pretty useful and pretty valuable, so fair play to you, mate. And now watch me blindly wander around. Like, obviously, I see the rock here. Not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but just a rock. And I don't know if I fought this trainer. Yes, I have. Okay. Because it's actually been 3 days since I've last recorded this. So let me just readjust a little while we fight this random girl, who I guess is just guarding something. I don't know. Oh, it's Alexa. Alexa Bliss, huh? And she has a Chansey. Wow. At least her levels are getting respectable. And oh, she actually gave her Chansey a competent move. Oh my god, are you serious? Are we doing this again? Okay. This is not the first time this has happened. What are the odds of Ice Beam freezing and me defrosting immediately? Let's watch Earthquake. We haven't seen that move yet, so let's go. But yeah, what are the odds that this keeps happening? I mean, Ice Beam has a 10% chance of freezing, I think. And I don't know what the odds are for defrosting. I need to look into that. But that aside, we're just gonna fight a bunch more trainers in this episode, so I guess I can do a little vlogging. Well, today is Friday, which means, unfortunately, it's the last day of my holidays. But honestly, I've been feeling a bit bored lately, while I've been sitting around at home doing nothing. And just the other day, I spent the whole morning at home clicking through the same 3 websites over and over again, or the same 5 websites, whatever. And I couldn't stand myself anymore after a while. So I decided I'm just gonna do a short trip outside of town. So what I did was I took the tram to get to the train station, and at the tram station, this annoying beggar kept bugging me. Like, I was at the ticket machine to get a ticket for the tram, and this guy just comes up to me and was like, "Hey, can you spare a little change?" And I'm like, "No, sorry." And he walked away, so I was buying my ticket. But then he came back. He was probably looking at my wallet and saw that I had a few coins in there. But I didn't even pay attention to what he was saying anymore. I just put in my headphones, listened to music, and walked away. So he left as well. Thankfully. Like, that's one thing I don't understand. Like, if you're a beggar and you're trying to get money, just don't bother people, be friendly with them, and if they say no, accept it. Like, if they say no the first time, they're gonna keep saying no. But anyways, in the tram then, the ticket controller went around to obviously control the tickets. But that surprised me because that usually doesn't happen here. So, but I had a ticket obviously, so I was prepared. But when he went around, checked everyone's ticket, he completely ignored me. Like, I had my ticket out, ready to show it to him, but he didn't even notice me. He just walked away. And the weird thing is, this always happens to me, and I have no idea why. Like, without fail, I could sit in a train, with, like, a stranger next to me, and the conductor would check the stranger's ticket, but not mine. So, I have no idea why this keeps happening to me. Maybe I'm just a shadow. Or maybe I'm a ghost. Who knows? But in the tram then, I had a nice old man sitting next to me. He was asking me what station he had to get out. He was saying like, oh, I have to get out at this hotel. Do you know where that is? So I knew, and I told him. And after that, we had a small chat. Just about random stuff like, oh, the weather, are you working, are you studying, like, stuff like that. And he even wished me a nice day when he left. So that was really nice. That... Good. There's a wall. Yeah, that kind of brightened up my day a little. And now here we have the most challenging of puzzles. We get to push a boulder for, like, 300 yards. So, get comfortable while this is happening. But yeah, then I arrived at the train station, bought a train ticket, and just decided on a random destination, and hopped on the train. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take a trip to the seaside. 'Cause I haven't been to the ocean in quite some time. And I wanted to take a walk along the ocean. 'Cause the weather was alright. It was a nice afternoon, so why not? And as usual, I was wearing my favorite hoodie, which is my Zelda hoodie. And as tradition demands, someone talked to me about it. So in the train, a middle-aged woman, like in her 40s, 50s, was asking me where she could buy that, where she could buy one of those hoodies. I could imagine she wanted to buy one for her son. But unfortunately this just happened when I was about to leave the train, so I could only tell her I got it on the internet. Which, well, oh no. Oh no. Oh yes, okay. This always scares me. But I should realize it's 10 levels lower than me. I should be able to take hits like that. Oh my god, that did nothing. Why did that do so little damage, Quiet? Let's get you out of there. Assuming it uses Crunch again. Get in there, Kappa. I wanted to use Juice, but just in case it uses Earthquake. Okay, good, it didn't. But, yeah, really now? A critical? Oh, this is not my battle. This is not my battle at all. But, that aside. So I left the train, and I took a nice long walk around the seaside, like, at least half an hour. Like, I got out in one town, or in one village rather, and I took a walk to the next bigger town around. Because I've never been to that town, actually. I wanted to see what that was all about. Oh yeah, and the weather was supposed to be cloudy, grey sky, maybe a bit of rain. Total bull! The sky was blue, sun was shining, it was really warm, considering it's September. So, I picked a really, really good day to take a walk there. And then, on the way home, I just went to the store to get some groceries, like water and bread, stuff like that. But in front of the store, there was the loudest goddamn dog in the world. Like, it was a Dalmatian, I think is what it's called. And it kept barking and howling and whimpering. I could imagine its owner just took a bit too long shopping for groceries. And I was feeling so sorry for that dog. But... And then when I walked away, like even 100 meter... Oh no. Okay, good. Well, that's not really good, but... Actually, the sand slash is really worrying me now. Okay. It has this... What's it called? Sand Veil, the ability? And Sand Veil makes it so... Within the Sandstorm, it gets a better evasion stat. And that's why Giga Drain, which is usually perfect accuracy, missed. But, thankfully, it hit the second time around. And the Sand Slash is dead. And now we have a Tentacruel. Tentacruel, how do I want to deal with you? Psychic. There we go. But yeah, as I was saying, even when I was like 100, 200 meters away from the store, I could still hear that goddamn dog barking non-stop. it would not let up. It kept going and going and going. I don't know what happened to the dog. Legends say it's still there. No, I don't know. He was probably just waiting for his owner to leave. Fair enough. And that was my story. No, I know the story kind of ended at a low note, and I realized it never hit the high notes, but that's whatever. I'm just trying to fill that air, goddammit. Now, this Tentacruel is really annoying me, because even, like, one Psychic wasn't able to kill it, and it still lived on through the Sandstorm. And Colby, you are a douche. Stop healing your Pokemon. It's not allowed. Only gym leaders are allowed to do that. At least Shadow Ball did decent damage. So the next turn I'll hopefully be able to kill the Tentacruel. Unless it gets a critical with Surf, in which case I will die. Let's go for it. Now, please, don't let my prophecy come true. Okay, thank you, game. Although, I don't think that a critical would have killed it. But, you never know. Pokemon laws are weird. They are really weird. Like, even... the criticals are supposed to do double damage in this generation. Okay? But... more often than not, it just strays off from that rule and it does slightly more than double damage. I don't know, it's probably just a weird observation that I make. So, it's probably not the case at all. But, that aside, here we have a Camerupt, yet again. I don't know what's up with Camerupt appearing so often in the endgame. Like, there was at least... no, I think there were at least 2 in Giovanni's gym. Now there's one here in Victory Road. There's probably another one that I was forgetting. So, maybe the hacker just really likes Camerupt. I mean, I couldn't blame him. I like Camerupt as well. It's one of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon. I mean, look at it. Look at that thing. It's a dopey-ass camel with volcanoes on its back. So, what's not to like about it? And Colby can't believe it. Well, I can't believe that you were so easily defeated. Oh, trainers! Here I headed to the Pokemon League. That's what I hate about Pokemon games in the earlier versions. Just randomly capitalizing words that don't make sense. Don't let down your guard. You know what? I think I'll follow your advice. I will just make a quick trip to the Pokemon Center, heal up, and, or am I? You know what? No risk, no fun. Let's go. I'll go. I'll show you just how good you are. Not. Wow, welcome back to 2010 with your jokes. But yeah, as I was saying, if I was playing on my own, I would just go back to heal. Because I'm scared, I'm a wuss, as we figured out in the last few episodes. But I want to keep it a bit more interesting, and I don't feel like healing at the moment. So I will just fight this trainer while banked up a bit. And, oh, that's good. You know, I was just making fun of Hail a few minutes ago. Now watch it completely wreck my team. Because I have no ice types on my team. And I can't defend myself from Hail. I don't even have, like, Cloud 9 or what it's called? The ability. I have no cast form with me. So this could be potentially quite dangerous. But at least Vaporeon gets damaged as well. And I can heal up a little with Giga Drain. So, Giga Drain isn't even the strongest grass move there is. It's, 60 base power in this gen, I think? But the healing aspect is really, really nice. Especially because I'm not allowed to buy healing items before the league. So, and as a tradition, I get frozen. No, I don't. Okay, I'm glad that didn't happen. Because I think Blizzard has a higher freeze chance than Ice Beam. If I remember correctly. But I might be remembering wrong. Because the thing is, I never used Blizzard. I never even used it in Generation 1. Where it was insanely overpowered. Like, nowadays Blizzard has a 70% accuracy. And was it 110 power, 120 power, something like that? But in Generation 1, it had 120 power and 90% accuracy, which is mental. So I can't blame them for changing it. But I don't know why I never used it in Gen 1. Like, I was just really against non-100% accurate moves, I guess. And here's a Wall Rain. This Wall Rain will be a sign of things to come. Sponge, let's practice fighting it, I guess. Because Wall Rain is surprisingly fast, and also quite strong. And it has an insane cry, it's like... Okay, because I know for a fact that Lorelei has a Wall Rain that's really annoying to fight, so I can use this battle as kind of a training ground to see what works and what doesn't. Thunderbolt clearly didn't work, and Blizzard shouldn't have perfect accuracy anymore. Should have missed. Come on, game. Okay, at least it's good to know that Plusle can... Why do I keep calling it Plusle? Minun can withstand a Blizzard fairly well. Although it was not within hail, and it was coming off an underleveled Pokemon. At least I know that Sponge can defend itself against the Wall Rain that's coming up. And I'm gonna do something stupid, because I know that Piloswine or Pile of Swine is a ground type, which means Juice will take super effective damage from like Earthquake, but it's also an ice type. And I just trust Juice to knock it out with one Flamethrower. Come on, Juice, prove me right. Thank you! The Pile of Swine is down. And we can enjoy some nice pork. Oh, I could go for some pulled pork right now, I love pulled pork. And here we have a Sneasel. Sneasel is, or rather its evolution from Generation 4, Weavile, is actually a contender for my favorite Pokemon. Like, it's dark and ice, which is probably my favorite type combination. And it's also really fast and strong, which I like in a Pokemon. Like, I prefer the Pokemon that are fast and can hit hard, and Weavile definitely fits that bill. Problem is, you always get Sneasel very, very late in the games, so you don't really have a chance to use it very often. But when I do use it, oh man, is it wrecking my opponents. But in this generation, Sneasel is really, really lackluster. And that is because, as I said, it is Dark Ice, and both those types are special in this generation. But Sneasel has a really awful special attack. So it's like, it has no strengths to speak of. And what I want to do, not this, because the other way there was a ladder, and I want to check out said ladder first, before going down that rabbit hole. Okay, not this one, it was on the top left. I think this is just a way back, but let's just see what happens. No, here's a nerd. Here's a nerd dude. Nerds usually have, what do they have? I think poison or electric. Quiet, you're a bit banged up, but you can still take hits, so... If you can get through here, you can meet the Elite Four. Well, thanks for that hint. I totally didn't know that. No, it's a Pokemaniac. Dawson. Well, where's Dash? And he has a Lapras. It's not really what I was expecting, to be honest. Burn it. Okay, maybe don't burn it. Great. And also, why is it faster? That concerns me. Shadow Ball. Yeah, Lapras shouldn't be... I hate it when, Lapras outspeeds me. Because Lapras has access to the move Destiny Bond, which is... oh, by the way, yeah. Random Oranberry. No, I put an Oranberry on, Quiet, because I didn't have access to better items. And I was like, well, you have not many HP anyway, so even a heal of 10 HP can be useful. But, as I was saying, Lapras has Destiny Bond, which is a killer in Nuzlocke. Destiny Bond is a move that, when the user gets knocked out, in, like, the same turn of using it, the opponent gets knocked out as well. It's an instant kill, basically. Thankfully, this Lapras didn't use it, so I got lucky. But, thinking back to Lorelei, again, I'm pretty sure she has a Lapras, and I am pretty sure her Lapras has Destiny Bond. So, thank you, Random Pokemaniac, for using one, actually, and for reminding me. And I realize sending out a Crobat against a Grumpig is a bit silly, but I can deal. Oh, and Crobat in the rain actually reminds me. A long time ago, I think 2012, I did a Nuzlocke of Platinum, and I did kind of like a screenshot log / LP of that run. And Farfetch'd. Why are you using a Farfetch'd in Victory Road? Ow. But I shouldn't diss it. I used a Farfetch'd once in Leaf Green, brought it to the league. It was alright. But yeah, as I was saying, I did a Nuzlocke of Platinum, documented it, and I had a Crobat in my team. Not a shiny, but a normal. But when I was going up against Flint, the fire user of the Elite Four, I gave my Crobat Rain Dance randomly. And it proved to be really, really effective. It was a great strategy. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, that was pretty clever of me. Because fire moves in Rain Dance I think they get 50% weaker. So I had a really easy time fighting Flint. And the best thing was, Crobat is really fast. So I could get out a Rain Dance immediately. But with that aside, we have hit the 21-minute mark, or 21 and a half even. And I don't want those videos to be running too long. And also I kind of want to space them out a bit. Just to... Well, I'm gonna say that in a later video, what my plans are. But in the meantime, I will save my game, overwrite my old file, not turn off the power because I'm always almost through Victory Road, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.